Can we fake each other out with the classic game, Two Truths and a Lie?
Let's find out.
Hello, Fresno.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Today we're gonna play a little game. We're
The game of death.
Yeah, we're a little competitive here. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but Brian seems to think he's on a winning streak, and
We shall see.
I am trying to knock him off that pedestal. So.
Hey, I am making progress. Our last episode where we learned the martial arts, I did not make it into a competition.
You win.
I didn't ask our guest, who do you think did better?
Fair enough.
Progress.
Fair enough.
Progress.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That is a fair fair assessment.
Brian has been really open in his sessions lately about releasing control.
I have. Thank you. Dakota's not only our producer, he's also my therapist.
Two Truths and a Lie, boys, because I also get to learn some stuff about you as we go along.
Yeah.
Brian, what's something you'd like to get out of this episode with Two Truths and a Lie, other than winning?
If you ain't first, you're last.
Right.
I know that's
right.
not completely important.
Right. No, it's so Eddie and I have been friends for a few years now. We were working together, for a little over a year, working together 40 hours a week, plus hanging out on breaks and hanging out after work and stuff like that. So, but there's been a lot of conversations. But I like the fun thing about sort of the Two Truths and a Lie is you can kind of find out some of those weird facts that maybe don't come up in normal conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Great, Andy.
I would have to agree and sort of ditto that and copy and paste because I like you said, we've had tons of conversations and we've gotten in depth in conversations too. I mean, there's been times where we're sitting at lunch and we have like a half an hour conversation about life and family and our past and things that we've done, things that we plan to do, things that just many different things. So I'm interested to learn the obscurities of Brian's life.
Well, let's get obscure then, shall we?
Yes.
H before beauty code cheese. Whatever.
Well, let's begin then with the first category, which was childhood.
Childhood.
Mm.
Okay, you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's see. So childhood. So I once won a little league game by catching a foul ball in my chest protector when I was a catcher.
Oh wow.
I once, when I was a child, I hiked Half Dome. And then also, when I was a child, I met Donald Sutherland.
Okay. Which one of those is the lie? Let's find out. Oh wait, no, that music is supposed to be in the background. I'm not supposed to do it myself.
Right, yeah. Also,
Copyright.
Oh, copyright. Yeah, we can't clear that. We can't afford that.
Don't worry, I'll write something that sounds kind of like that, but not exactly.
All right, so you hiked Half Dome.
Mm-hmm.
You won a little league game by catching the ball in your catcher's
chest plate.
And you met Donald Sutherland.
Yep.
I think Donald Sutherland is a lie.
That is not a lie.
Okay. Oh wow.
That is not a lie. When I was...
I think it's Half Dome.
Yeah, you think it is?
Yeah, I think it's Half Dome.
Yeah, it's Half Dome.
I should have went with Half Dome. I was like, you were a child. How could you hike Half Dome?
I was
Why
in-
did I go with that? Why did I go with Donald Sutherland?
I was in Boy Scouts though, so
Oh,
I mean, it's childhood.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, no, Donald Sutherland. So there was a B-rate like sci-fi horror movie called Puppet Masters, where the aliens took over people's bodies. It was kind of like a Body Snatchers type of thing.
Okay.
When they had, which was kind of a callback to Invasion of the Body Snatchers, they had Donald Sutherland in the movie, and they filmed multiple scenes in Selma.
Oh wow.
In that movie, and actually, the final like place where they go, where like the nest of all the aliens are, was Fresno City Hall,
Oh,
the building that they go to. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
yeah. So yeah, it was really cool. They were filming. There was like this whole like car scene and stuff, going down Main Street in Selma, and Donald Sutherland was on set that day. And I don't remember how old I was. I think I was only maybe like 8 or 9 when that movie came out. So I was pretty young, but yeah, I remember meeting Donald Sutherland and not really understanding how cool it was to meet him, but I did, and it was like looking
That
back
is
now,
pretty-
I'm like, that's awesome. I met
That
Donald
is
Sutherland.
pretty cool.
So, yeah, it was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
0 points for Eddie.
0 points
I'm
for
gonna give
Eddie.
1 point to Brian for eluding that truth so well.
Okay. I was once left home alone for an entire week my mom was out of town. My brothers and sisters are 9 and 11 and 12 years older than me, so they were already moved out, married, blah blah blah. I spent a whole week by myself. Second, I got bit in the face by a Rottweiler. It was the neighbor's dog. And then third is I did a like a little video thing. I didn't do it. I was just in it for KMPH Fox 26.
I'm gonna say the lie was the Rottweiler.
Nope.
Darn.
Yep.
I think it's the first one.
Scars right here, man.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Oh dang. Yeah.
Yep.
Eddie, I think it's the first one.
Being left home alone.
Nope.
Ah, dang it.
It was the
KMPH.
Fox 20. It was the Fox
thing
26
is,
thing.
I'm trying to get your tells, and I was like, it's either one of two things. One, Eddie thought of this one first, and so that's why it came out fast.
Right,
Or
right.
3, he's floundering for this last one.
Right.
And that's what it was. Eddie, you get a point. Good job for eluding.
Cheers, buddy.
Brian.
Cheers.
You did a
Yeah,
fun-
so-
Yeah.
Like you,
Yeah.
you didn't know.
Tell the
So-
story, yeah.
So I got invited next door. It was literally the next door neighbor. I was friends with the kids. The mother's name was Connie, and I had a crush on the daughter, and the son. The son.
I thought you were gonna say I had a crush on the mom. 'Cause
Well.
you knew her name.
I thought he was gonna say he had a crush on the Rottweiler. I had no idea.
the Rottweiler's name was Soxy.
Soxy?
Yeah.
Was Soxy sexy?
No,
No?
Soxy was not sexy.
Soxy had moxie though.
Apparently. Go ahead. Sorry.
Lots of moxie. And so, anyways, they invited me over for a birthday party, and I was like 5. I was and it was the 80s. So my mom was like, "Yeah, go ahead. It's next door. You can just walk over there." It's
This,
just-
is, this is the 80s. People go to birthday parties. Go for it, son.
Well, kids going to birthday parties by themselves with no parental supervision. That's the 80s.
That's very 80s.
That's very 80s. So so I went next door, and I'm walking into the yard, and I'm like maybe 10, 15 feet away from the house, and then the dog comes around from the side of the house and sort of runs right up to me and starts like jumping, and I'm like, I'm 5.
Right,
so I'm
right,
like, I'm right at that like perfect height, I guess.
Right.
But she's jumping, and I'm like, whoa, down, like stay, and then she nipped, and she got
man.
me. Her bottom jaw was right here.
Jeez.
Top jaw was right here.
Yeah.
I got 13 stitches in my face.
Holy cow.
I could have lost the knife. It was like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
half an
yeah.
inch higher.
Yeah.
You never went to
Yeah.
a birthday party ever
And
again.
I never went back to that house ever again.
Right.
Category 2.
Category 2
The
is
points are 1, 2, 1.
Yep. Adolescence.
Adolescence.
So that would be preteen to
Okay.
teen.
Okay.
Right?
18. Yeah. Let's see. I was in a National Honor Choir. Let's see what else in those years. I once fought a possum at a friend's house. And let's see what else from that time. And I won a cross country meet.
Okay.
Yeah, cross country running.
All right. So
TikTok, Eddie, TikTok.
I feel like I know what I want to say, but this is probably going to be wrong. I don't think you fought a possum, but I'm actually going to go no, I should stick with my gut instinct, but I think I'm gonna go with the cross country thing.
You guessed it right, man. Cross country was the lie. I took second in a cross country meet, but I never took first, and I did have to fight a possum.
Tell me that story now. You got
Okay. All right. So when I was in 8th grade, I was at my buddy David's house, and his parents, they lived in like a single wide trailer, and we slept in his bedroom in like, it was like overnight thing. Slept in his bedroom. Woke up the next morning to you'd hear this like skitter 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 thud, skitter 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 thud, skitter 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 thud, and we were like, what is that? We realized it was coming from his dresser.
Oh.
We open it up and there's a bottom drawer, and like he had like, the dude had just a collection of like basketball shorts that he just wore like all the time. That's almost all he wore at that time.
Cool.
And it was in the basketball short drawer.
Oh.
And it was trying to get out, and we opened it and it like lunged at us. And so David yells at his stepdad. He's like, Russell, there's a possum in my room. And Russell comes running in with a baseball bat and a bag. Like a pillowcase. It was a pillowcase. Comes running in, and like we're like trying to get it in the pillowcase, and like I'm trying to help out and all this. And the last time we saw that possum, it was taken off through a field, and it was actually stuck in a pair of David's basketball shorts going up through the field.
Okay. Adolescence. My mom took me with her on a church retreat to Denver, Colorado. And we lived on McDonald's and Taco Bell and Pizza Hut for like 3 weeks.
Okay.
I was once left behind for little over half a day on a canoe trip. Was left behind at a store while everybody went back to camp, and I missed the truck back. I was there for like a little over half a day, yeah. And then I stole 15 bases in one game in my 15-year-old year of Babe Ruth. Those are my three.
I'm gonna say it was the canoe trip.
He's right.
I just got this thing about lying about being left behind for some reason. He's like, I just want you guys to think I was.
No, he was actually left at home for a week. That was the truth on the first
That
one.
one was the truth. But check this out. So there is, so it's only a lie by a technicality, because I was left behind on a canoe trip.
Sure, they.
But I was only left behind for like 15 minutes, you know, and
Right.
then somebody came immediately back. So I was like, I wasn't there for half a day forever, you know.
Sure.
But so it's a lie by a technicality,
Nice.
and you got
Nice.
it.
Nice.
So, sweet.
All right, so
I
we are
like,
tied.
It's 2-2. Yeah, I like that. For Eddie, I was like, yeah, he's a runner. He looks like a little runner. I bet you would steal 15 bases. You got high arches?
No, I have flat feet.
Oh, little pancakes. Those little pancakes stealing all those bases.
Yeah, I was a very courageous base runner. I would take really, really big leads and taunt that pitcher to try and throw me out.
Right.
And then I would literally, as soon as the pitcher lifted his leg to go into the pitch, I'm off and I'm on the next base.
Right.
I was never thrown out,
Right.
not once.
Yeah.
My last year of Babe Ruth, I took it to a whole new level, and
Of Babe Ruth.
and well, see, the thing is like nobody was stealing bases like I was. I mean, that sounds like a brag. It kind of is, but it's also the truth, because nobody was stealing
Right,
bases
right.
like I was.
So he steals second. Glad to see he remembered where it was.
And I literally stole second, third, and home like 3 or 4 times in the same game.
Category 3. We're in the early 20s category. We're in the early 20s.
Okay. Let's see. Early 20s. I'll go first here, so let's see. My first paid music gig, so, as we've said on previous episodes, we're both musicians. My first paid music gig was actually at a church revival that lasted for about 4 days. And then, let's see, second thing about early 20s. Let's see. I once headbutted a friend of mine after a few too many beers in my early 20s over what pizza to order.
Okay.
And then the third thing, I once knocked myself out with the back hatch on my car.
Can you say the first one again?
The first one was, what was my first one?
You headbutted.
No, that was the second
one.
Oh, I can't even remember.
Something about a revival, was it?
Oh, yeah,
it
my
was your
first paid gig was at a revival.
Okay.
Yeah.
church revival.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Revival, headbutt,
Hatchback.
and hatchback. Revival, headbutt, hatchback. You don't seem like a headbutter, man.
Yeah?
Even
The way
I mean,
he's looking at you, he's like, "Yeah, you don't think
Yeah,
so?"
you don't think so? Okay.
I mean, so that's his trick.
Yeah.
It's like he'll make you second guess yourself by smiling at you when you have the right answer.
Yeah.
Like, really? You think so?
Really? How about you right here, dude?
I mean, you said earlier you're a pacifist.
Right. Yeah.
So even early 20s, I don't
I mean,
think.
but is he too many beers in during his regular daylight hours? Probably not.
No, but I have seen him with too many beers, and the first thing he wants to do is lay down.
Sure, but did he piss him off? This is also early 20s, Brian.
Fair.
There's a lot. He was fresh and new and just out of the corn.
Because the revival sounds real.
Yeah.
The revival sounds real because you are a paid musician. You did go to church. You did play music for the church.
Yeah.
So that sounds like it's plausible and it could happen.
Right.
I'm really breaking this down this time. 'Cause and then the last one, sorry bro, you are clumsy enough to knock yourself out with something.
Yeah.
Even if it is your own personal property.
Yeah.
I feel like you are clumsy enough to make that happen.
Yeah.
So that's my final answer. I'm going with the headbutt.
That was a truth.
Oh! So it was the hatchback
hang
then.
on.
No, it was the revival.
It was the revival. Dang it.
I didn't get paid for that.
Oh!
He did do it, and that
I
was
didn't.
a technicality.
But it was not a paid
Oh,
gig.
so he's taking a page out of my book and, using
Yeah,
the
yeah.
technical
Yeah.
lie as
My first real paid gig was the country show that I was in that I told you about after my senior year of high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so which would you want to hear about? The first paid gig, or the headbutt, or the hatchback? Which do you want to hear about?
I want to hear about the hatchback.
Really? Okay. All right. So the hatchback. So I had an '89 Geo hatchback, right? And I was unloading gear from a gig in the rain when I was living in Turlock. And if you laid the back seat down, I had two 15-inch Yamaha 15-inch speakers. That's what I used for my PA.
Mm-hmm.
On the hatch, you had to make sure you pushed it up all the way or it wouldn't stay. If it was like halfway, it'd come down on you.
Okay.
And so I lift it up and I go to grab for a speaker, and the moment I pull the speaker out to where I'm actually holding the weight, the hatch comes down and smacks me, corner of it, right here in my forehead, right here. And I fell down with the speaker on top of me.
Oh, jeez.
In the rain. Nobody came out nobody was around because it's raining. My roommates were inside the house. and I come to and I'm like, I'm soaked, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, it was just a split second. It was just enough to knock me down, basically. And I wake up and I'm like, oh geez, oh my gosh. And there's like blood coming down my forehead, and it's raining, so it looks even worse. So I go walking into the house, still with the speaker, and there's just blood gushing down my face. My roommate's sort of like, dude, what happened? And yeah, it was a flash knockout. It hit me just square right in the forehead.
Oh man.
Yeah, just the tiniest little cut, but because it was raining, I just had red coming down my face.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I got it. I think. I think I have two. I gotta think about that last one. Because early 20s are such a blur.
They're just such a haze of mind. Get it? Mind haze.
I was once tipped $500 as a security guard at Chichansey by a guy that had just won 10 grand on the Keno machine, and I walked him out to his car, and he threw me some money.
Right.
No, that's not. So that was the first one. Second one. Oh, okay. So I was like 22, and I was umpiring for Little League, and I got into a fight with a parent. Not a physical altercation, but a really ugly, in-your-face argument in front of every parent, in front of all the kids, right behind the backstop.
Okay.
And it got ugly. And then third one, I dated a girl whose mom tried to get me to do methamphetamine with her. So there you go.
Just one? Just one methamphetamine?
Yeah. I mean, not all the methamphetamines, just
one.
Just that one. Yeah. Okay, those are my three.
Okay. Shoot. I'm gonna say the lie is the argument umping.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yes.
Damn.
That is.
Because I remember that you saying that you did umpire.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Remember us talking. You saying that you did umpire, but I never heard the story about the argument. So I was like,
That is 3-2.
No, it's 4-2.
Sure.
You just got a point.
Oh.
It's getting hot in here. Good story. So it was actually policy. I was roaming. I didn't have like a station or anything. I was just kind of walking the floor, and the call went out over the radio. Hey, we need somebody to at the cages to escort this big winner or whatever. So I get to the cages.
Big winner.
And he's there getting his count out or whatever, and so basically it was a stack of money in an envelope, and he took that envelope and put it in his inside pocket right here. And then and I was like, so are you ready to leave? Do you have a hotel room? Are you going out to your car or something? He's like, oh, I'm going out to the car. I'm leaving. I live up the hill, you know. So he was literally he was a neighbor.
So he lived up Friant.
Yeah.
Those houses are really nice.
Yeah. So we walked out to the parking lot. Dude drove a brand new Corvette, of course. You know, it was so the year that I worked there was 2003 to 2005, and he had a 2004 Corvette.
Nice.
Cherry red, you know, classic, you know, thing that you like, oh, that guy's old and or compensating.
That he only drove to the market and the casino.
Yeah. So we get out to his car, and then I call it in. You know, everything's code. You know, good. We're good. You know, so he's leaving now or whatever. And then he turns around, and he's just like, "Here you go, man. Thanks for walking me out here." And like I didn't look at it or count it or anything. I was just like, "Thank you, sir." And
like $30.
Yeah, I thought it was like a 10.
Right.
He just gave me a 10er. He was, you know, whatever. You know, so I put it in my pocket. Didn't think about it. And then when he left and I'm walking back to the casino, I pulled it out of my pocket and I'm like, oh, that's 100. Oh, there's more than one. What is this? He gave me $500.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't need to work for the rest of the night. I can just say, hey, I feel sick. I'm going home. You know?
You took the night off, and then they found you on the floor. They're like, you're like,
I
hey,
see.
what are you
and
doing?
wages at that time, that was like a week's pay at least.
Yeah.
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 Let's see, late 20s. So I once went four-wheeling with some friends of mine up at a lake and had to rescue a friend of mine from falling in the fire when he got drunk.
Oh.
Let's see, so that's story number one. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Oh, I once saved a bat from a pool when I was working for a pool cleaning company. It was a little bat, it was stuck and I saved it. Anyway. And then number three, I'm trying to go between was it late 20s or was it early 30s? This could have happened.
Oh, so this is a tall tale.
Well, it's not a short one.
Oh, at that same job, I once accidentally walked into the backyard on someone that was sunbathing nude.
That's believable. The bat thing is probably also believable. The fire thing is also believable. Drunk people do crazy things around fires.
Mm-hmm.
This is a wild stab in the dark. And if I get this wrong, then you win.
Right.
Because this is your fifth point.
Right.
Hell, man. I'm gonna go with the bat. The bat's fake.
That was real.
I
That
knew
was
it.
real. It was the nude sunbathing.
Oh, I should have guessed that. Because I was like, that sounds believable. But then again, people know when their pool guy is coming. They're not gonna
Right.
It's like,
Exactly.
oh,
So maybe they might.
oh, maybe they
know.
might have done
might
it on
have done it.
purpose.
Hey.
Hey.
They're like, oh, the pool boy's coming today. I guess I better get all of my back tan today. Oopsie. That's what I sound like when I know my pool boy's coming.
So you win. You got your fifth point.
Congratulations! Exciting, I know.
But I'm gonna throw just three random
Okay.
out there just to
Right. Okay. Yeah. Then
continue. Real
finish
quick.
out the round.
Finish
Yeah.
out the round.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I turned 27 in the parking lot of a strip club.
Okay.
That's it.
I once slept for 3 hours in the middle of the night in the ball pit of a Carl's Jr. Playhouse.
God, I hope that's real.
3 miraculous, beautiful hours.
In a ball pit in a
Undisrupted
Carl's Jr. play
sleep.
place. It's so beautiful.
Surrounded by just saliva and defecate covered plastic balls.
I nearly drowned in the canal at Town and Country Park in Madeira. Those are my three.
Oh, goodness. I'm gonna say the lie was the canal.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, what was the lie?
The lie was the first one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's it. That's the tell. It's either the first one or the last one. What was the first one? I didn't even.
He turned 27 in a strip club parking lot.
Yeah.
No, he was in the strip club when he turned 27.
I was totally inside. Come on. You should have known that was the lie. I mean, like, what are you doing in the parking lot?
Honestly, I was waiting.
So yes,
Cherry Cola.
the ball pit is very real.
Oh my gosh! Please.
I have a question.
That's the story that I need.
I have
Go
a
ahead.
question. Did you get like a sty after you?
No, I didn't. Okay, so here's the story. I was 16 at the time, and we had spent the entire day. Me, my friend Chris, and my friend Russell had spent the entire day eating sandwiches and drinking.
Having a big sandwich.
Having a big sandwich.
Yep.
And having a few underage drinks at the park.
Right.
Russell happened to live right across the street from the park, so that's why we were hanging out there. We were sort of just biding our time until we went back to Russell's house because we were all planning on staying there that night. So, anyways, the night got late, and we decided, after several sandwiches, we decided to go and see if somebody would buy us more drinks at the store because obviously we're 16, can't do it ourselves.
Right.
And we found a guy that was very gracious and did that for us, or very illegal and did that for us.
Right.
Either way you look
Hey,
at
Eddie,
it.
what year was this again?
96.
Yeah,
It was
Totally.
This is fine.
No.
Statute of limitations and whatnot.
Wait, I was 16, so it was 97.
Oh, hey, I was born.
Yeah. So
I had just been born, and Eddie was getting drinks.
Dakota was actually the guy who bought the alcohol for them, which
he
was
was,
really
actually, yeah.
weird.
Hey, sir, can you buy this for me?
and so we went back to the
If
park.
it was in Madeira, I probably was.
Yeah?
Right. I was born in Madeira. Fun fact. Everyone. Now
Awesome.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
That's something you know about me. Maybe we'll do a True Truths and a Lie for me at the end of this.
Okay.
Sure, yeah, let's do that.
means I gotta think
So we went back to the park and we finished our drinks, had a few more sandwiches, and then we're sort of under the influence at this point. I'm being very generous with the sort of. So we ended up walking. It's all industrial now. There's a lot of buildings back there. There's a lot of warehouses. There's a lot of businesses behind the park now. But back then, late 90s, it wasn't as developed as it is now. So there was a lot of open field, and one major business that's been a staple there for a while. And we walked into the field, and there's a big hill of concrete and dirt, and just very super big jagged chunks of concrete. We went up the hill, and then we looked around, just and then we saw in the yard of that business, there was a bunch of big industrial piping.
Right.
So we're like, let's go in there. So we jumped the fence like idiots,
Right.
and hung out in the big pipes, making noises because it echoed, and we ate another sandwich, and then we went walking, and we walked through the yard, and rather than going back the way we came and jumping the fence again, we went through the yard, and me and Chris, we heard something behind us. We turned, and there was a dude there. There was a worker there.
Okay.
And he's like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be in here," or whatever he said. And me and Chris bolt. We take off, and we get to a fence at the front. Right at the front of the business, right across the street from the park. And we jump the fence, run into the park, and we realize Russell isn't with us anymore. And we're like, "What happened to Russell?" But we didn't find out till much later that he turned around and stopped and looked at the guy and then walked over to him, and he's like, "You're not supposed to be in here." He's like, "Oh, sorry," and
Right.
and then the guy just let him out of the gate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, you're okay. You don't need to run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he went home.
Just get out of here.
Yeah, just go.
And so
I don't have any paperwork that I would need to file for this on me, so just
go.
just get out.
I'm 20 minutes from ending my shift, so
Yeah, I don't even
Yeah.
care. So me and Chris, we walk through the park, or we run through the park rather, and we get to get to the end of the canal, and there's a big pile, like rock outcropping or whatever. It's basically just where they built rocks around the metal grating stuff for the canals to hide it, you know, make it look like natural, whatever. We sat there for a minute. He opened his backpack. He grabbed his shirt out, tossed it to me, and he's like, "Change your shirt." And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "That way nobody knows it's us," or whatever. Like, okay, man. You know, 16. We're 16. Dude. We didn't know. You know, we're dumb. And so I changed my shirt. He changes his shirt, and then we walk over to the 7-Eleven, which is catty corner from the park, and we catch a ride by a complete stranger. Because we're smart like that, and we get a ride down the street to Pack and Save or whatever. We go behind Pack and Save. We're planning on staying the night outside of Pack and Save behind the store or whatever, because we lost Russell. Right. And so we're like, there's like this sucks, you know. So we just kept walking, and we walked all the way down Cleveland to a Carl's Jr. that was, you know, down this way or whatever, and we jumped the fence in the play area, and
this was outside.
It's an outside play area.
Yeah.
And it's the middle of the night. It's like, it's probably at this point, it's probably like 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, you know? And so we jump the fence, we go into the play area, and I, you know, sort of like crawl into the ball pit, you know, and then like turn around and just kind of lay there, and Chris lays in one of the, stretches out in one of the tubes, you know? And then next thing I know, we're waking up, and it's probably, I don't know how late it is. We have no idea how late it is.
No, people in the 90s gave you rides. No one had watches.
Yeah.
No.
Well, nobody had cell phones, you know, and I didn't, and I'm 16. I didn't have a watch, you know, and Chris didn't have a watch. So yeah, there was like there's no digital anything around at this point.
You had to go to a payphone and be like, the time is.
Yeah, we got to call popcorn.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We got to call popcorn from a payphone. So I next thing I know, I'm waking up, and I guessed it was maybe around 4:30 or 5 in the morning or something like that, and so I wake up Chris. And he's like, "Oh, like, let's get out of here or whatever." So we jump the fence again, continue our walk, you know, and then we basically take the long way around town walking, and walk all the way back to the park, and then not to the park, but we walk all the way back and go to Russell's house, and we tap on the window. And Russell like sticks his head up, and he's like, and he goes, "What's up?" We're like, "Oh, good, you're here. Hey, let us in." you know?
He's like, "What?"
And so he went and he opened the door. He let us in. We crashed out on his floor, and then like maybe a couple hours later or whatever, his mom comes in and he's like, "Hey, you guys want to go to Bass Lake?" We're like, "Yeah," you know. So we wake up. And his mom is Russell's mom was one of those moms that was like, you know, as long as I'm around you and you're being responsible, I'll buy you beer or whatever. Right. So she bought us a 6-pack of grenades.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, the biggest hand grenades. Yeah.
And we went to Bass Lake. She rented us a boat, and the three of us went out on a boat and drank beer at 16 years old. And then, you know, like had a good time, had a good day at Bass Lake, and then came back. And that's my story. Like I literally walked the entire town in Madera with my friend Chris, fell asleep for a couple of hours in a ball pit in a Carl's Jr. Playhouse, and then went back to my friend's house and ended up having a great day the next day going to Bass Lake. You know?
I'm not gonna lie. When you guys made it to the canal, I really thought you were telling us the wrong story out of the three.
Oh.
You talking about you almost drowned in the canal, right? So I was like.
Wait, are all three of these stories connected?
I was like, is he doing this right now? Is he telling the canal story instead of the Carl's Jr. story? But you did it. It came around. So we got to the Carl's Jr.
So the canal.
Yeah. Let's get it.
I got 3. I'll be quick. I've written them down.
Good.
Yeah, that's probably a good.
We probably could have done some of that.
Yeah.
Number 1. I have totaled 5 cars in my lifetime. I've totaled 5 American. Well, maybe let's not say American. I've totaled 5 cars in my lifetime. 2, I once shook hands with Steve Buscemi on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Okay.
3, I have played a whole concert in Disney Hall for 2,265 patrons, completely shoeless.
Oh gosh.
You sound quirky enough to do that last one.
Well, I sound quirky.
I'm gonna say it's the Cars.
I'm going to say it's the Cars too.
You are saying it's the Cars. It is absolutely not the Cars.
Oh, okay.
Okay, wait. Second guess.
Yeah, sure.
Second guess, Steve Buscemi.
Okay. Brian, do you have a second guess?
I'm gonna go the other one. I'm gonna go with
Sure.
the Disney
Definitely
Hall.
is Buscemi. Never,
Hey!
never seen Buscemi. The only thing I've been close to Steve, the closest I've been to Steve Buscemi on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is just people coked out on. Yeah, no, I've told 5 cars in my lifetime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a period of my life where I was like, this isn't fun anymore. No, I was just, I don't know. I think I was just, I don't know why. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But between 18 and 22. Between 18
wow.
and 22, it was a rough couple of years.
That's almost a car a year.
It almost was, my friend. And let me tell you, my insurance company does not like me. Actually, no, they love me. They're like, oh, we keep you safe
Yeah.
for a nominal fees. Well, what did we learn today, boys?
I did actually learn a
Yeah,
couple things
I
about
did.
you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah. You had a really fun early 20s.
I did. There was a few beers. Brian was aggressive. Brian. That's basically, yeah. Headbutted a friend, and then about mid-20s, I remember I punched a friend in the crotch.
Are you still friends with these people?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, if you can punch somebody in the crotch and still remain friends, then you know it's meant to be.
That's right.
Some people will come, some people will go. Others will punch you in the crotch.
And that's how you know it's love.
And I learned so much about both of you guys today. And you learned a little something about me
That's
and
right.
my driving record.
You were a terrible driver in your early 20s.
I'm doing really good right now, though, I will say, because cars are expensive and I like keeping them.
Yeah, yeah, it's understandable.
Keeping them.
So,
All
all
right.
right. This has been 2 Truths and a Lie. And this has been Hello Fresno.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notifications.
Mhm.
Ding, ding.